Hey, welcome to Grady's Garage. Today I'm going to be taking care of some seats that aren't in such great shape after many years of use in the old Grady Jeep back there. And take you along. You can come on with the install, see how it turns out. Hopefully it's going to be good. And this time I got a little something nice on these seats. I got some seat heaters. So take care of the old derriere when the air gets cold outside in the evenings. So that'll be nice. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, hit the like and subscribe. Come back and check out some more. Thanks. So this is the Corbeau, or Corbeau, I don't know, sports seat. And it came with the seat heaters. Like I said, it's pretty nice. I got it in the spice color to hopefully match the Jeep. A little bit off the tone of the tan. It's a little bit off of this tone of the spice, but not bad. I'll tell you what, it's gonna look nice. And let me get it the first test fit. Tilt there. Oh, yeah. All right. Came with a sticker. Came with two stickers. And some instructions or something. I don't know. I like them. They feel very nice. Very firm, but not too firm. They just got some cushion to them. Be curious to see how high they are compared to the old seats. I'll let you know. All right, so these headrests do tilt. So as you can see, they'll tilt forward. Bumpy thing on there. Anyway, then you push them all the way forward and they go back. Don't know what this is. It's kind of a weird little lump in there. No idea. And then you can adjust them up and down, you know, by pressing that. A normal seat does. And then they are the tilt, so they have tilt over here. It seems to be pretty nice. So, they are vinyl. I did not get leather because, well, it's a Jeep and it's gonna get rained in or dusty and muddy. But I wanted something that would clean off pretty easy, a lot easier than the cloth, so I went ahead and got the vinyl. Oh, that'll be nice. So I also picked up the brackets for these seats because I didn't want to fool with trying to get on the stock brackets. So picked these up. Nice build quality here. Looks like some good steel. Yeah, it's gonna work great. Now, one thing I don't see, which is interesting, is no hardware unless it's on the seat itself. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. So the hardware is on the seat. Let's show that to you. So you can see the hardware that attaches the seats. It's right here. It's got your 4 connecting bolts. Here's the seat heater there. Quality, nice, I like it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna enjoy these a lot. So here's your brackets, here's your passenger side right here. Of course, the sliders. And driver's side there. Of course, I lose my fold and tumble feature, which honestly I do use and I will miss, but you know, that's the price you pay for new seats and, well, seat heaters and comfort and convenience. Actually a good looking seat too. Really gonna look good in the TJ, I believe. Went on inside where it was air conditioned and just removed these bolts from the seat and bolted on the brackets. Easy as that. Then it was time to remove the old seats. Nothing too complicated here, just got to get a socket on the bolt and get it out. Now, I have heard that these can be a pain in the butt to get out. Sometimes they use some major Loctite on these bolts. Luckily, mine came out without too much trouble, but keep that in mind. Might need to break these free with that breaker bar first before you put an impact or something on it. T50 for the win. Yay. We did it. Without stripping a single bolt. When you're good, you're good. Ah. I don't want to get rid of too much of this dirt because this is what gives the Jeep, you know, its seasoned smell, its flavor, if you will. So just a little cleanup, just a little dab of cleaning. This one is a T45. Like a boss. Whoa! Don't go in there. Yeah, these seats have seen better days. I'll miss that fold and tumble though. If you have the little pull strap that pulls the cable, this is where it broke, is right here. And one day I actually have the replacement cable. I was going to replace this, but just never got around to doing it because it was a real pain in the ass. See, there it is. Just broke off in the end there. Make sure it got started before I break out the power tools. I'm not going to tighten this down all the way yet. Make sure I get all the bolts in first. I left them loose was this reason right here. I mean, nothing's gonna manufacture perfectly the same, including Jeep and these seat manufacturers. You gotta kind of get it lined up and get it fit in the hole. If the backs are too tight, then you'll never get to line up. These are much easier to get in, so I suggest doing these last and doing the back first, because those are really hard to get to. So I just got to tighten those down once I get these down. Click. Click, click. Click, click. Oh, well, it's really hard to get my jack out of there. But I think you got it. It's gonna be tough though. If you don't have a ratchet, air ratchet, or an electric one, I feel for you, because this is going to suck. Your back is going to hurt. If you want to save your back, get one of these. Click, click. Beautiful. One seat done, no heaters yet. We'll wire that up later. Besides, it's summer in Louisiana, I don't think I'm gonna need them right away. See that right here? The seat belt gets stuck in the seat. That's not good. That's gonna tear that seat. Gotta be cautious of that. I may need to see what's happening. So, as I fold this seat forward and tumble it, it gets stuck in where the zipper is. It gets stuck in there. So, be careful. I gotta remember to be careful of that when I pull this seat forward and fold it. Really, when I fold it is when it happens. So, but new compared to old. Like I said, the tan is not a perfect match. But I can tell you what, it's not in regular light. This is really white light. You can really tell. But in the regular light, as you can see, it's pretty close. Not terrible. Pretty close. I can live with that. All right, so on this Jeep, I've got the big boy seat brackets to help the seat slide further back. Because I am a big boy. Anyway, so I'm gonna try and take these off at the bolts underneath the seat instead of trying to take the brackets off. We'll see how that works out. And they all came out. So, interesting. Oops. Got to unplug my seatbelt, but it did come unplugged, so we're okay. So, these were the problem children here. They're a bit loose. So I may have to get something underneath them to kind of hold them in there. So when you get them up, they won't. When you get them up, they won't spin. But I just have to make sure I have something underneath it to hold them up. Same with this one. So we'll be okay. We will be okay. So these are the brackets. Just move the seat back a little further by about that much. So you got a little more leg room. Look at the cleanest floor you've ever seen in a 97 Jeep Wrangler. Beaut. Now I'll be honest here, I don't think this thread pattern matches thread pattern on this bolt that comes with the Jeep, but the impact really doesn't care, so well, so I don't care. I could drill and tap that, or I could just make it fit. Since it is a body bolt, it will make its own threads. Like I said, it doesn't care. I'm just using a chisel to hold that bolt up so it doesn't spin, because it just holds it up. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Just to just hold it in place. I can't do it with one hand. Let's try this. Get rid of that trash there. Oh, I guess I can vacuum out of this thing too. All right, so what I did to make this a little easier is I measured the distance here between these two holes, 11 inches. So I came over here, made sure my brackets were 11 inches apart, and they were not. So what I did was, I held this little bolt up here with the nut, so it's in the little indent that holds the back of that bolt from spinning. There's a shape of the head of the bolt on the back, on the underside of that bracket. Anyway, and then I pried that over and tightened this down so that it was 11 inches. So hopefully the seat will just plop right on there. We shall see. Almost a perfect fit, but just missing the holes in the back. You can't really see that one, but I mean, it's just a hair off. So it just needed a little bit of persuasion. These brackets bend back a little bit, so I got the back ones on first, and then just kind of wiggled the seat and pushed on a little bit, and it went on. It was fine. I didn't really need much persuasion, really. Just more another thought on how to do it. So I got the back ones on and then the front ones on. If it's the stock seat, it'll go in just like the passenger side, probably a lot easier. First of all, I just want to show you how much further back the seats can go with the big boy seat brackets. You gain quite a bit more space. In fact, it looks like it goes back further than the stock seat even does, so we'll see. Oh yeah. Uh-oh. All right, putting the seats in, they were a little too tall. My head was hitting the roll cage, so I needed to do something about that. So I pulled them out and I marked them up and cut them at 3 inches, lower the seat 3 inches. And I thought, well, will that fit though? So I needed to go back and I put it back in the Jeep and I checked it out, and 3 inches would be a little too much. What would happen is it would hit the seatbelt with the seatbelt thing. I'll show you. So if I lowered it 3 inches, this part would hit this part. I wouldn't be able to slide backwards in there. So I can only go down on the bracket 2 1/4 inches and still clear this by about a 1/2 inch. So I got about a 1/2 inch to spare there. So I'll be able to lower the seat about 2 1/4 inches, which will make my head clear the roll bar. Probably just not quite as much as I would have liked it to have cleared it. So what I did was I marked 2 1/2 inches up here. So I'm gonna cut this here and here, and then this is going to be what's left of the seat. I made this template here, so that's my 2 1/2 inch template, so 2 1/4. So I'm just gonna hit the cutoff wheel and then just put it down here, and then I marked exactly where it goes, front to back. Of course, side to side is in between the tape. Same here with the duct tape, because I needed a little thinner piece that I needed to stick, so it goes there and there, so I know exactly where it goes. And then this is just that's just 90 degrees, so I'll just melt it back together after I cut it off. All right, so we got the front half of the brackets welded back together. Nice and super sturdy. Now I just gotta cut the 2 1/4 inches off the back side. Again, just marked it with tape. Reminded myself where to cut, because I don't want to cut up there, that wouldn't be good. One thing I like to do before I change my cutoff wheel disc or grinding disc is unplug it, because if you've ever bumped this while you're trying to change this, sometimes it'll hurt something. So just takes 1 second, just unplug it and just save yourself use of a Band-Aid or trip to the emergency room. Made this one a little longer on that end because I wasn't sure exactly when I placed it down how much I was going to need to make it over. I was gonna have to bend it some, so I wanted to make sure I had enough. So my weapon of choice for welding is a Yes Welder. Picked it up from the Amazons. Pretty inexpensive, pretty easy to set. You just set the current there to your sheet metal or your metal thickness, and it does the rest. It's really pretty easy. I like it. I've welded with Lincolns and Millers. I'm not a welder, so I'm not very good with welding machines. You know, you have to put the wire speed and everything right. With this, it just makes it easy. Just set that current and rock and roll. All right, so I got the back bracket tacked in. It looks like it's fitting pretty nicely there. So just need to tack this one on and then burn it together. And I think we'll be all right. You see I got that clearance right there to the seatbelt bracket. Seat will come up, should clear this as well, so we should be okay. Looking good. All right, got it painted up, got it welded up. Looking pretty good. It's ready to go on. Got welded on both sides there, all around. Drop her in, see how it does. Now I just need to bolt the bracket back onto the seat so I can install it in the Jeep. One thing to take note on, I left the slider on that bracket when I welded. Probably not the best of ideas, made it a little gritty when you slide it back and forth. So a note of caution, you might want to take the slider off if you're going to be welding on yours. You're welcome. All right, moment of truth. Fingers crossed. All right. Mm. Oh my goodness, it went right on. Wow. Wow. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, a room above my noggin. Yes. All right, for the power, I'm probably going to use the fuse block here and tap in using the provided tap. So I'm going to look and see which of these has power. Like I have the fog lights empty here because I don't have the fog lights in here. So I'm gonna check and see if there's any of these empty slots that get power. And then I'll just tap into those instead of having to use something that's already being used. So I'm gonna end up using number 6, which is the rear wiper, because that comes on with the ignition and I don't have a rear wiper, so that'd be good. And then here's number 7. I'm gonna use this one because it's for the fog lights and I don't have fog lights. So both of these are on ignition, just was what I want for the heated seats. So I'll be able to use these two and they won't interfere with each other with the tap-ins that I have. So that should work good. This probably isn't the most popular place to put them, but I'm actually gonna put the seat heaters here and here, just because I can replace this for fairly inexpensive if I want to move where they are later on in life. If I put them on the center console and decide they don't want to be there, or they get wet, or they get ruined somehow, then I've got 2 holes in my center console, which is much more expensive to replace than this thing. So I'll put them right here, and I think they'll be fine right there. That was a really tight fit. So if you choose to go here too, be really careful with your measurements. I mean, it is super tight. There's not a whole lot of room to spare there, but managed to squeeze them in. They look pretty good, I think. I think they look good right there. So that's where they're gonna find their homes. And heat my tushy with the touch of a button. And working good. Well, they will work good. All right, so I was gonna take this wire down through here, down along this wiring harness that runs under there, and then into the seat, but it's not long enough. They didn't give us enough wire for that. So instead, I have to run it down here, along here. You can see it just peeking out behind the center console, under the center console and through. Then I'm gonna ground it probably right here. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so we got the wire in there. We got it running up here, over here, down, around, down under the seat. And we got one heater in. We got wire the other side. For the driver's side seat, we also went up through here, went over the top and down, came back behind the center console. I just tucked it underneath there, all the way under there, and then under the seat, and made the connection there. So let's see if they work. So we got passenger side, high, check. Low, green light, check. High, driver, check. And low, green light, check. Cool. So now I just gotta put it all back together. Well, there it is, Corbeau seats installed. Everything's all buttoned up, looking good, I think. I thought it came out pretty good. I mean, it looks almost factory-ish, considering. I mean, they're a little hard to see from the seat, but once you learn where they are, I doubt you forget where they're at. So pretty easy to find, not too bad. Oh, tell me what you think. Like I said, seats are not a perfect match, spice to spice. Slightly different spice colors, but overall, I'm pretty pleased, I gotta say. They're pretty comfortable. I would give the edge to the factory seats. I'd say the factory seats are a little more comfortable, a little less bolstering on the factory seats though. But these are not bad. These feel good. They're not too stiff, but they're definitely stiffer than the original seats are. So keep that in mind. If you like a soft seat, you may want to go with something different. If you like a firmer seat, you'll like these. But they look great. All right, so I've had the seats for a while now, and I figured it'd be good to let you know what I've run into. With the side that I lowered, I run into issues with it hitting the roll cage, and the seat belt doesn't go back all the way easily, but it does go back all the way. It's just super tight. There's no room for error at all, really. The passenger side seat, it does interfere just a little bit with the seatbelt portion that's attached to the roll cage, just a hair. I don't think these seats are made for the Jeep TJ. I'm not sure what vehicle they're specifically made for, if any. They do fit in here. They do look nice, but it is a tight squeeze. They are wider than your factory seat, probably because of the extra bolstering. But just know that. Also know that they are taller. Both passenger and driver side are taller, and I have the big boy seat bracket, so it made my driver's side seat even taller. So I had to trim the brackets down, the supplied seat brackets down, or I was gonna be hitting my head on the roll cage. My head actually stuck above the roll cage, which wouldn't be good if you had a rollover. I'm going to lower the passenger seat as well, because when my son rode with me, his head was too close to the roll cage. I didn't like that clearance. He's, my middle son, he's also taller. I don't want him to hit his head. May work out for you, not sure, but know that they are taller than your factory seat. They are stiffer, as I mentioned before. They are I got the vinyl. I had cloth seats as stock seats. I do like the way the cloth seats breathe on your back and the heat. You don't sweat as much, but it's a trade-off. I knew I was going to have to compromise on that, because I do like the ability to clean these seats easily, and they do clean easily. They do have nice bolstering. It's not crazy over the top bolstering, but it is definitely more than the stock seat, so that is good. The seat heaters work great. I mean, they work. My littlest son, loves them. As soon as he gets in the Jeep, boop, seat heater on. So he really digs them. They work good in the morning. Just feels nice. If it's cool in the morning, you get the wind blowing, you throw that seat heater on, you're just snug as a bug in a rug, Just, it's great. Overall, very pleased with the purchase. For the cost, the install is not difficult if you're not, cutting brackets and welding like I did. They'll go right in a day without much trouble. So, hope you enjoyed this install. Hope you picked up a couple pointers. It gives you a good idea of what to expect when you get your seats. And if so, please hit the like and or subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 on this channel. I'd really appreciate that. For myself, Go Grady. Y'all have a great evening.